What am I doing wrong?
Why do I feel like this?
What is the meaning of life?
I have so many questions, and I'm looking for answers, real ones.
Hello everyone and welcome to this new episode of Deep Questions. It's a great joy to be together today and to share about a mechanism that is very interesting, the escaping mechanism. We are going to enter deeply in a question we received that is truly linked to escaping, running away. How can we detect when we are actually doing this, acting like this, and why? And we will be able to have a 360 degree of this question together and to answer it deeply, to also continue to improve ourselves. Because when we ask ourselves these kinds of questions, it is always to have this, this willingness, this motivation to improve ourselves and to become better. And when there is a problem, instead of running away, we can find real solutions, solutions that will impact ourselves, impact our life positively. So we will share on this topic today together with joy. Welcome to everyone. It's a joy to be in contact with you with these lives. It is a feeling of it is an international vibe that we exchange together. So please be always welcome to chat live. Also, if you have questions during this episode. So also for those who are new, note that you can also share your questions via a form. So you can also send them early to the webinar, to the live session, or you can send them directly once we are live and exchanging together. So Deep Questions, it is really a platform where we question life. We take a question and we bring it to the next level, so we can truly, go profoundly in our introspections, in our existential questions that we all have sometimes in certain phases of our lives, on a personal development path. It's normal to have a lot of questions, and it is beautiful. It is positive. It is a sign of evolution to question our lives and to question ourselves. So let's enter together now with the first question we received. It is a question from Canada. So how do I know when I'm running away? How do I recognize escapism mechanisms? So this is, a very vast question, and just, basically first, as a foundation, we should talk about this notion of escape, because most of the time, people can actually be in a sense where when there is a problem, they can choose to run away instead of solving it, instead of taking the responsibilities of it. So instead of, being very in a solution creation making process, we have to understand that it is a natural way of doing things, trying to escape. Why? Because it is one of the easiest ways. It is one of the easiest ways sometimes not to feel the pain, sometimes not to face the difficulties. It is one of the easiest way to sometimes disconnect a little bit from the negativity or the difficulty, or even from good and beautiful positive moments. There are people that can also escape from positivity. They feel true love in their life, maybe for the first time, and they are afraid. They are afraid of this positive, beautiful feeling, and they can even choose to escape from that. So human beings are not escaping only to problems or negativity. Sometimes they can also, try to escape from positive aspects that can bring change or that can bring evolution, etc. So very interesting to note that. So how do I know when I'm running away? How do I recognize escapism mechanisms? So running away, how do you know you are running away? You will actually have to have a lot of discernment on yourself, toward yourself, because sometimes it is very hidden the way you can run away. If you want to change this concept, there are people, for example, that will escape in relationships, or people that will escape at work, or will escape family, etc. So many, many ways to escape. But if you want to really notice that, sometimes it will be deeply linked to your unconscious memories. It won't be necessarily very clear or very evident for you at some point. Sometimes maybe you will, react in a sense where you will feel that you are a little bit disconnected. Sometimes, disconnect your head from your heart, for example. This is also a way of running away at some point. So, you will have to study yourself. You will have to study your conversations, study the way you do things, the way you interact with others. This is really how you're going to notice that. And also, for those who are sensitive to dreams and very interested in dream analysis, it could be really interesting to ask in dreams before going to bed at night, and ask your unconscious, ask yourself, am I running away from that problem or that situation? Am I facing it truly? Am I running away? And these kinds of questions you can ask yourself, like a deep code, like interacting with your own internet. and you can ask questions before going to bed, and I can assure you that your dreams will give you a sense of this answer. And sometimes it is an answer that will be only the piece of the puzzle, a piece of information. But sometimes it will be also a notion of, being very, very precise in the answer you receive. The more focused you are when you ask questions before going to bed, the more precise the answer will be. Also, if you are ready to receive the answer, because sometimes there is a path, sometimes there is a path you have to encounter, and step by step, you will become ready to face what you are escaping from. So, if you have an emotional wound that is very, very deep, for example, coming from your childhood, or coming from a broken heart, or coming from a difficulty, with a friend, or if you have an emotional wound that is very present inside of you, it can also, create a notion of escape even easier, even in an easier way. It can multiply your potential of escapism mechanisms, because it is something that can hurt you. And we have a choice when something is hurting ourselves, We have a choice. Do we escape? Do we face the problem? Do we face the memory? Do we truly focus to repair, to heal deeply? This is a choice. And of course, at first sight, the easiest way is to escape. So this is why it's a normal mechanism. It is even something you should not, you should not create a mountain out of it. You should say to yourself, okay, if I escape sometimes, I just have to change this mechanism to make sure that, I learn to find real solutions, because an escape is never a solution. It is a temporary phase, a temporary experimentation, but it is never a solution. And how do I recognize? So for example, you will recognize them in certain ways in concrete reality, but you will also recognize them in other ways, other areas, in your dreams. What is so interesting and fascinating about dreams is the fact that dream will show you facets or levels of truth that sometimes you're not even able to recognize in your concrete life. Maybe, for example, you don't think you are afraid of change in your life, for example, but your dreams will deeply help you visit your unconscious and show you through symbols, through parcels of data, of memories, of thoughts, of emotions. They will show you, how sometimes you are scared about change or about this situation. So recognizing the escape mechanism in concrete reality is a thing, but recognizing also it in dreams is like another level of truth, because it is more linked to your unconscious level, even things that you can choose to hide to yourself at times. Dreams will reveal that to you. So very interesting to see, for example, in concrete reality, how you can recognize escapism. It will be, for example, little ways of doing things that will try to avoid the situation or try to avoid the problem. For example, if you have a friend and you have like a conflict with a friend, and if you escape, you will have these tiny mechanisms where sometimes you will hide from that situation. Sometimes you won't want to face that person or solve this conflict. There will be sometimes even thoughts that will come to you that will try to make you escape, or emotions that will arrive and that will create a certain escapism because it is too much or overwhelming or hurting you, etc. So this is also why meditation can be a powerful key to avoid escaping your real emotions, your real thoughts. Because when you are eyes closed, you can learn to listen to your thoughts, listen to your emotions more deeply than ever. And with your eyes closed, it's like if you have less distractions. It's like if you become more intelligent. So meditation can help you escape less, but be careful, because if you meditate too much and you don't take a good care of your concrete life, or maybe your job is not important because meditation is too important, or there can be also an escapism mechanism that you can activate through spirituality. So you have to be careful to always stay well grounded and still also have your head up in the sky, up in the stars. So you have to have both. You have to have a balance to make sure you don't escape. So through meditation, to make sure you don't escape, you have to repeat to yourself, no, I want to face my memories. I want to face my emotions. I want to transform them positively. Because if you escape through meditation, it's like if whenever there's an intrusive thought that will come in, or whenever you will start thinking about something that you don't want to, you will maybe try to just skip the thought, skip the emotion. But this can also be a certain way of escaping. So in meditation also it's important to learn to welcome what comes to you. Even if it's an anxiety thought, if it comes in your meditation, there is a meaning to that. There is a message that, your thoughts are teaching you right now. And if you welcome this negative thought without giving it force, without letting it spread into your thoughts or your way of thinking, but just listening to it and then transforming it with this kind of method, you won't escape. You will face the negativity and you will learn to transform it. And this is truly how we can relearn to meditate well. This is also why, at the UCM Teaching and Research Center, we also teach mantra meditation. Because mantra meditation will bring a focus that is very concrete, that is very logic. And, instead of letting your thoughts create escape doors everywhere, you can learn to focus with your mantra and to bring back the power of your energy all at once, all in the middle, all in the center. So even through meditation, you will have to study yourself, study your mechanism. Am I escaping sometimes? Wanting just to live a beautiful, peaceful moment. Yes, but you should not have only this as a focus. You should say to yourself, if I solve my life problems, if I solve my current enigmas right now, I will feel better. I will even connect with a happiness, a level of balance that is higher than just, in a short meditation period where I felt good. No. If you can learn to use meditation to help you feel good all the time, this is even better. So even the way we meditate can be, coded the right way inside our data, inside our system, to make sure that we don't run away. In dreams, for example, you can run away in many, many different ways. We often see this in dreams. For example, you have a fire burning in your house, and then there's a change of scene. And then you are on the beach with a cocktail in your hands and you're just laying down, doing nothing in a lazy way. Okay, so, in dreams, everything is possible. But here you see, this change of scene is not totally right. It is actually changing too fast. Because for a dream to be positive, in all the symbols, in all the equation, it has to be logic. If the burning fire is still there, if the house is still burning without the help of firefighters, without the help and support, without positive change, it means that this difficulty is not solved yet. So if you see yourself in a change of scene that is too fast, it can show that sometimes you can escape. You can try to avoid, escape your burning fire, destroying your inner house. So parts of you that are destroyed because of a too much fire, but you can sometimes escape in a lazy way, not solving the difficulties. So every time you see, scenes that are changing too fast and that are not logical, every time you see that you don't face responsibilities in dreams, or for example, you see yourself fly away, this can be plus, can be positive, it can be wonderful. But if you see yourself fly away from a problem without solving it, this is also a representation of escapism. Just flying away, but not solving the difficulty. So many different symbols in dreams that can also represent escapism. Maybe you will dream about your sister, and maybe your sister represents for you an escape mode where she doesn't want to work anymore. She just wants to go on a vacation every day, every time you talk with her. She always wants to go to a vacation, etc. So even a symbol, a person, can represent an escape mechanism that you can also learn to transform. It will represent a part of you, a percentage of you that you can learn to transform. So very interesting question. We could continue to talk about it for a long time, but we will continue with another question that is very interesting as well. So, should I change jobs without knowing what to do next? So, a very good question. So, I'm an artist and I work in a retirement home where I clean, do laundry, and cook. It's purely a survival job, not something I find interesting or fulfilling. So, when you are in a job that you don't find fulfilling, of course it is okay to, open your horizons and try to find something new, try to find another job that will maybe be more linked to you, what are your goals, your interests, etc. So of course, whenever you are in a current job situation where you don't feel, accomplished, and it's good to have this reflex to start to search for something else. But what is very important is not to move too fast. When you want to change a job, it's important to question yourself, to question your budget, to question your life. Is it logical for me to change job right now? Look at your savings, for example. Do you have enough savings to assure, maybe a couple of months without work? Are you okay to do this kind of change right now? So you have to be very logical, even if you can feel inside maybe an urge to find something new. It's important to always be very logical, to do things step by step, because in life everything can happen. In three weeks from now you can get sick, or you can have an accident, and then you have to have a stability. Or in life you should not be scared of what could happen or what might happen, but you have to always keep a vigilance. Am I okay with my plan A, my plan B, my plan C? My father always taught me this, to be very logical and to have a plan A, B, C, D, to make sure that when you do a move, you do it wisely, with as much as wisdom you can have, and you can get as much of information you can have also on a certain situation, to make sure that you take the right decision, even if sometimes it's not the ideal decision, but sometimes it is the best decision you can make with the current situation and the current possibilities. So you have to think like this. You have to be very concrete. Okay, I want to change my job, maybe, or to find something new, but what can I find? I will start my research. The best advice I could give you is start your research. Start your research to maybe find something better that suits you better, that you can maybe find more enjoyment also every day in your daily work. But at the same time, you say that you are an artist and that you work as a in a retirement home where you clean, you do laundry, you cook, etc. So I understand that as an artist, you might have a creativity that is truly like boiling in you, a creativity that you wish to express even more, etc. But as an artist, we also have to keep in mind that sometimes you cannot always live from your talent. And even right now, it's like if we go back in time, a couple of years, if we go back a couple of years ago, just a couple of years ago, there were less people that were in this creative field, less than right now. So it was a little bit easier, to start and be an artist and live from your art, etc. No matter the art practice you have, if it is music or painting or drawing or whatever, if we go back in time, it was a little bit easier. But now it's like if everyone can be an artist, everyone can sing, everyone can be very creative, even at home, and we see it more and more with social media. So even if there's maybe a passion that you have, that you wish to express and maybe live from one day, you should always be very practical and logical, and to have, a good work that could create a stability for you. And on the side, you can still continue to develop your artistic vibe and your passion, and it can be a side job, or it can be a side artistic passion. And this sometimes it is, a wise way to do things, instead of maybe linking yourself to a dream you wish to accomplish. But if it is not yet logical with your concrete life, it can even create imbalances, because we have to say it, there are many artists that it is hard for them to live from their job. So it is like, to just be smart. And yes, you love this, you love to express yourself in a certain way, but also stay concrete. Look at your savings, look at your budget. Do you have a family? Do you have children? Do you have a responsibility? Make sure to structure well your life, and then you will be able to maybe add more colors and more art and more possibilities, when your concrete reality will allow you to do this. And of course, if you say to me, yes, I have a lot of savings, no problem, etc., my stability is there, it's okay. It could be beautiful to change and to find something new. But most of the time, it is really like checking at your reality, and making sure that you do things well, step by step, because it's purely a survival job. I understand what you say, when you talk about this. And at the same time, if you have to continue this job for a while, if you have to continue it for a couple of months or a couple of years, you could also work on how you work. And you could also say to yourself and change your mindset, because in life, it's all about mindset. And if you really focus on the qualities you activate while you work, if you have a work and you focus on the qualities you develop, like here, for example, you clean, you do laundry, you cook, there's a lot of qualities that you develop through this job. Even if it's not your ideal job, I understand that. But if you have to continue it for a while, because you need, the revenue that it comes with the revenue, etc., you can also work on changing how you work. And if you do it with your heart, if you do it, as a meditation, because, cooking and doing dishes and cleaning, it can also become a beautiful moment. If you have this positive mindset, this joyful moment. They are jobs that will take a lot of your brain, less time to think. Here with this kind of job, you have a lot of time to think. You have a lot of time to be with yourself, inside your mind, and this can also be a plus, so you can learn to see the positivity of your job as well, to make sure that every day you're not waking up and just feeling miserable about what you do. But if you add more positivity to it, maybe it can change also your perspective. So also, I believe you won't do this your entire life, but actually, if you change your mindset positively right now, it can even help you at the point where you will change work and you will change your job and you will arrive to another level of another experience. You will feel at peace with what you've experienced with this current job, You know what I mean? It's like if you can choose to feel at peace with it right now, and this can even help yourself and help life to bring change toward you. So very interesting question. And you can also ask in dreams, am I ready to change jobs, or if you have a new opportunity, you can ask in dreams, is it my mission to do this? Is it good for me to start this working process? And if you have a new possibility on your horizon, you can also ask the universe, ask life, and you will see when we do this, it's incredibly interesting, because it's like if when you start to speak with life is speaking back and actually guiding you and giving you sometimes synchronicities to allow you to reflect on what you are going through, or sometimes just confirming you are in the right direction. Synchronicities will start to appear and show when it is maybe good for you to start this new process. So you can question life, question in your dreams also to receive the guidance, and you could prepare your CV and be ready to maybe bring your working profile to other companies and open your horizons to something new. And after that, see what life is unlocking. Maybe new keys, new experiences, a new potential is awaiting for you. But still, you have to finish well what you've started. Remember this, friends. This is so important. Finish well what you've started. And finish it before you start something new. So, even in your mind, even you will feel more at peace with yourself. You will feel that you respected life, and that life will respect you also in return. So finish well what you do right now before you enter in a new job. Learn to do it with your heart. Learn to find it interesting again. Learn to fulfill yourself from the qualities it activates in you. And if you do this, you will start to see life in new colors. And even simple jobs can bring us great keys of evolution and understandings and support, etc. So if you think like this, I think it will change your current way of processing the situation. So thank you for your question. A question from France. It was a very interesting question. Let's continue now with our next question that is coming from India. So it is so touching to see your questions coming in. On our website, we have a form where you can send your deep questions, and I want to tell you, I truly feel touched every time I read your questions, and I'm very grateful about how you are very authentic and you're not afraid of sharing your real questions. And this is also why this platform, these lives, these episodes together are so fascinating. It's because you really put your heart in the questions you are sending to us. So thank you for that, and we respect every question we receive, because we know that when we have a question and we receive it, as a thought, as a deep thought, deep interrogation, it's because we are ready to receive an answer, to receive sometimes the first steps of an answer. Sometimes we are ready to receive the answer in a whole, So it's beautiful. And the more deep your questions are, it shows how ready you are to receive real solutions and understandings that will bring change. So thank you for that. I'm always touched when I read your questions. So why do we create fictional versions of men in our minds despite knowing the reality? And why do we try to find those ideals in others? So a very interesting questions, and when we see an interrogation like this one, we have to understand that yes, there are fictional versions, but there are real versions also. So it exists also. Men that truly have the heart at the right place. You as a woman, you should not lose hope, because when we read a question like this, we also understand that you might be single right now, maybe, or you might be looking for the right person. You might maybe you might have lost also a little bit of hope in finding a man that will truly be, faithful, true to you, full of qualities, that represents all the criterias maybe that you are looking for. Of course, you should not look for the perfect man, because a relationship will become more and more perfect the more you put love into it, the more you invest yourself into the relationship. So it's okay to say to you, no, I'm not perfect, I'm not looking for someone perfect, but it's okay also to have ideas and to have key aspects that you are looking for. And we live in a world also where there's so much dating apps, so much dating in the real world, so much dating sometimes before even starting something real, or so much dating without getting serious, or so much dating. And this also have created this lack of belief in true love sometimes, because instead of taking your time, being real friends, taking your time to build a real good relationship, some people are going so fast, kissing on the first date, going so fast, and it's sometimes it's okay, to experience this, etc. But most of the time, people can realize that, okay, when I go too fast, I miss some key information about the other, When I go too fast, if I don't even know his name, or if I don't even, if I don't even know where he comes from or what are his goal in life, and we become a couple just like this, how can you really know the other person? And without really knowing that person, how can you really know that he is the one for you right now? Or how can you really know that in, I don't know, 4, 5, 10 years from now, you will still be the right people for one another. So, you know, this fast, this yes, this very fast process of dating can also trigger a lack of hope with time, because sometimes you went so fast from one person to the next that you didn't really took time to become deeper in the way you enter in a relationship, or in the way you think, you dream about the relationship you wish for. So fictional versions of men in your mind are also normal, are also natural, because it is actually like picturing a part of yourself. This is very advanced, what I'll share right now, but dream is a reality and reality is a dream. So if we start from that point and we understand that, even if, because in dreams we see sometimes facet of ourselves, it's like if we see parts of ourselves, it's the same thing in concrete reality. What you are looking for on the outside, it is something to fulfill you on the inside, to help you feel complete, to help you be complete. So if you have a fictional version in your mind of a man, it is actually also an inner version that you would wish to develop, that you would wish to become one day. So in terms of qualities also, I give you a concrete example, so it will become more concrete, more logic. So for example, if you are lacking confidence, for example, let's say you lack a lot of confidence as a woman. So each time you are impressed by a man, or you wish to be on a date or on a couple with a man, it will be, for example, a man that will be very confident. Or let's say that your fictional version of man will be a confident man, that will have a lot of confidence in him, in you, in life, at work, etc. So if you have this fictional version, it is because you yourself wish to develop more confidence. So when you start to question your fictional version, this is when you are going to learn a lot about what you are looking for, and sometimes also what you feel you can miss inside, or what you feel that could make you more complete, etc. So very interesting to even reflect on these fictional versions. And if they are positive, if your fictional version is a bad boy, this is not, the best version you could get. So of course, because most of the time bad boys will create also a kind of relationship that can become bad, or that can become toxic, or that can become negative, and this is also a classic. Sometimes some women will be attracted by a bad boy energy, and of course it normally it doesn't bring to true love. It doesn't create true love or true happiness, because sometimes they won't have good interests, or they won't create a good vibe, a good synergy to the relationship, etc. So if you have a negative fictional version, it's important also to work on it, to make sure that you don't materialize, concretize after this fictional version in your real life. And if, for example, you have a positive fictional version, this is good. This can represent an objective. This can represent a goal. But remember that you have to develop this inside of you. And the more balanced you will be, the more balanced the other in your life you will attract. So, and why do we try to find those ideals in others? So this is really, it's a large question. It's very vast, but it's very important to understand that every human being is searching for evolution without even knowing it sometimes. But every human being wants to be happy, wants to be loved, deeply inside, even if it is sometimes very twisted or sometimes not positive at all, or sometimes very positive, or deeply inside, every human being wants to be happy. So there is a quest of evolution in humankind, and when we look at, the human consciousness, we understand that it is in constant evolution. Even through movies, we see that. People are not looking at the same kind of movies as before. At the beginning of cinema, just go and watch on YouTube first movies at the very beginning of cinema. How it was simple and flat and black and white, and and now look at the movies that we watch as a family, that we watch at the movie theater, etc. So it is a new level of scenarios, of everything has evolved in a way that is so fast, that is impressive actually, in just a couple of years. So you have to keep in mind that the human evolution is like a mindset that we all have from within, even when we notice it or we don't notice it. So it is normal to search for these ideas, to search for, because it is like also searching for our own evolution, for our own qualities. And if you search for patience in a man, or if you search for kindness in a man, this can be an ideal, but it is actually an ideal that you wish to develop even more within you. So if you are single and you choose to use your single life moment, your single phase to improve yourself profoundly, deeply, wow, it will be very ideal and it will be wonderful, because the more you work on yourself on a personal level, the more you will also attract better situations. You will attract more authenticity with time, more truth with time, more love, more happiness, etc., etc. So a very interesting question that I propose that you bring back to yourself, Okay, so if I have this fictional version, what is my deep intention inside? What is my inner version for me, for myself, How also I wish to evolve to become a better woman for the next person that will enter in my life, for example. You can think like this, with this kind of mindset of improving even your ideal. Even your ideal can improve. And also, you have to be careful, because now we live in a world where appearance has got very important. It has become very, very important. So if your ideals, your criteria are too physical oriented, or too, beauty oriented, you will maybe, yes, get a beautiful man in your life, but will it be the best relationship for you, Will he also have the inner beauty that is the most important key for a good relationship? Of course, physical beauty also is important, but it should never be the most important key. It should be one of the key. And of course, physical attraction, has to be there. The magic has to be there to make it a good relationship as a whole. But your main focus, your main ideals should be the inner data that this person has within, because this is the true beauty. And this is truly what creates profoundness to a relationship that can, because even beauty fades over time, we all get older, we all get wrinkles, and you know, everything change with time, but the qualities that person has within, the wisdom, the love, the qualities, the deepest qualities, this will always be what is the most important. It is like the inner chip of the robot, you know, what the robot has inside in terms of intelligence, in terms of, you know, this is more important than the outside aspect of it. So, and I believe that as humans, we are very advanced robots. We are one of the most advanced robots that exists, because we are even able to create robots right now. And we actually have emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence that is so extraordinary, so advanced. You know, just to be able to feel, to have emotions, to, you know, this is very, very advanced intelligence. So let's think about what we have inside, and if these are your ideals, you know, your main goals, your research will be focused on things that are really important, actually. So very interesting questions. Thank you for sharing it to us. It was fascinating to go from that question to the next, you know, very different topics, very, very interesting. So there are other questions that we are going to be able to, you know, study and deepen together on our next episode with Joy. So discover the depth of your dreams also. If you are interested in the profoundness of dreams, I advise you to go on our website, ucm.center, and discover this dictionary that is, wow, just an amazing key. It is a reference, it is a worldwide bestseller, and it is 25 years, you know, of shaping and studying and researching the world of symbols. Every symbol that you see in dreams, they mean something. And with this kind of dictionary, you can open it, you know, after a dream, understand the symbols in a very clear way, always presenting the plus, the minus, so you can discover the source code if you wish to. We also have available for you our new free trainings, 100% online on our website, ucm.center. If you wish, you can discover 7 days of dreams and 7 angelic days also. So 7 angelic days is more oriented for meditation, yoga, mantras, and better what you see, what you learn. Because we truly learn during nighttime. We learn a lot, and this can improve our life. And you know, if you wish also to go deeply in dreams, we also have episodes of Decode Your Dreams with Kaya. These are amazing episodes. You can send your dreams in advance also on our website, and you can get an interpretation, always anonymous. So all dreams stays anonymous. But we learn so much also from the dreams of others, because sometimes we have dreamt kind of the same symbols. So Kaya is really accompanying us to decode our dreams step by step with a symbolic method that is very, very well structured, and that can truly, you know, these are live moments. You can also chat. It is amazing moments where you can also question Kaya about dream interpretation. He is also the author of the dictionary, the source code, and the author of many, many other books on dream signs, symbols. And it is fascinating to discover these life-changing books. You know, when you read these books, your life change. Absolutely. Your vision of life, your connection with the dream world is enhanced in a very real way. So we also have on our website Dream on Demand. So it is a beautiful possibility to send your dream and to receive an interpretation very fast, very quickly. So if you want to test Dream on Demand, it is amazing. You will have one of our experts that will answer to your request. It is fast, it is extraordinary, and sometimes you receive the interpretation either by writing or by audio message by one of our experts. So it is very great. You should test it if you didn't try it yet. We also have consultations. So UCM consultations are really focused to simply have a moment for you. Have a moment to share something in a life experience or a dream you wish to deepen. And, the UCM therapists are always there to accompany you, to listen to you deeply. It is truly like having an exchange with a friend that is very well tooled with symbolic language that can help you see things in various different angles, solve a problem or find solutions, etc. So very beautiful moment also of exchange if you wish to have a consultation. We also have many trainings at the UCM Center. We have the Dreamer One training that is a training that is more oriented for youth. So teenagers or preteens. And it is also a very advanced training that is also followed by professors, psychiatrists, doctors, educators that simply wish to better understand this teenage phase of evolution and how we can accompany teenagers, to help them develop their emotional intelligence, their symbolic connection also with their dreams, how it can help them make better choices in life. So it's very fascinating. You can discover more on our website. And maybe you already know we also have the DSSI training. This training is truly like our key training, the most advanced program that we present at the UCM Teaching and Research Center. And it is a training to help you become expert of your dreams, but not only your dreams, also your concrete life, because we can analyze life exactly like if it was a dream. You had a car accident, you had, the death of a family member, you experienced this and that. And symbolically, if you understand the world symbolically, you will understand better everything you go through, everything you experience, you meet. So, and this training is a personalized support. So it is tailor-made for you because you have a UCM professor that is accompanying you all year long in this training through a personalized and private portal, online portal. So it is like you can see it just here with the computer. It is a portal where you can enter either your life experiences or your dreams, and we help students to truly understand, symbolically speaking, what they experienced and why. And this is really, wow, extraordinary. It gives a lot of autonomy in a spiritual path, in a personal development path, because you have this support, but at the same time, you try to analyze yourself as best as you can, and then you have the revision of an expert in symbolic language. So it is truly a training that is wonderful. So for those who wish to have more information, you can go on our website, and you can also find that the subscriptions are now open for 2026. So you are welcome to send your interest on this training if you wish to subscribe for next year. So we also have 21 days to discover the DSSI training, DSSI Discovery, if you wish to maybe just have a glance of what it is. And yes, I'm very happy to have had this moment of exchange with you today. So you are welcome to share this episode with your friends, with your family, anyone that could be interested. It is free. It is there to be shared. So you can share it with joy. And of course, you are welcome to send your questions for next episodes if you wish. And stay tuned, with UCM. You can also follow us on social media if you wish. And there are so many beautiful doors you can open, to better understand yourself, better decode your life, better decode your dreams. We also have 3 months of dreams, a wonderful training, all online as well, that can help you go very deeply in dream analysis. So yes, we have many tools that can help you in your soul's evolution. So I thank you a lot. I wish you a beautiful continuation. Thank you for listening, and see you very soon for the next episodes of Deep Questions.
What am I doing wrong?
Why do I feel like this?
What is the meaning of life?
I have so many questions, and I'm looking for answers. Real ones.